Tens of thousands of football fans came to Highbury. Electrifying.
Yes, guys, and welcome back to the Cannon Podcast. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you are all good. We've just rewatched the Spurs game, and yeah, it just gets better every single time we watch the goals back. Watch the entire first half. So many positives. There would have already been a lot of content around this game that has happened, and we are on match day for the Bayern Munich game, which I'm really excited about. But we do want to talk a little bit about the derby. And if you guys do want to see that rewatch and you want to see previous rewatches as well, you can do so by accessing the link within the description below to sign up for a 7-day free trial. But yeah, how are you, James? It was class, wasn't it?
At the risk of repeating myself, I'm so sorry, but easiest North London derby I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Most dominant North London derby. Best performance in a North London derby. The biggest highs, the most jeopardy it felt in terms of what it meant for us and opening a gap on some of our rivals. There was just so much about it that I thought was so important, but that just really came together. I'm really interested about the talking points because I know you're going to look more at the attack. I'm going to look more at the defense. I think the defense was overlooked a little bit in terms of the general analysis from this game. So yeah, I've definitely got some points on them, but I'll let you take it away first with the attack because they scored 4 goals against a back five of Tottenham and a manager in Thomas Frank who's typically very stubborn and difficult to beat.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's why I got really interested in how, well, not interested, like shocked to how easy it was. When you say like the easiest North London derby that you've seen, I felt the same as well. It's up there with the Fabregas goal where he broke through from the centre spot. I think that was like 2008 or 9. I'd look at 21-22 as well, Aubameyang, Smith Rowe and Saka, that game as well. This is right up there. And it is a shock with someone like Thomas Frank. And I felt like the way that we attacked, I think, again, a lot of this is caveated with the way that Spurs played and set up. But I really enjoyed the way that, with Mikel Merino, who is a different type of striker to Gyökeres when he plays there, and he's someone who likes to get more of a feel for the ball, coming a little bit deeper, and how I look at Mikel Merino as someone who, he's not an out-and-out centre forward. He's not an out-and-out traditional midfielder. He's someone who's a final third player. If you put him in the final third and you allow him to float and get a feel for the game, he's someone who can really impact proceedings. He's got really intelligent passing in those spaces that we saw in the build-up to for his assist for Trossard. But I think really quickly to touch on the attack, and I think we can't look past a certain individual in Eze. I kind of wanted to show you this from James Bench, and we've spoken about it in previous rewatches as well in terms of Eze on the top of the box or just inside the box with manufacturing situations for him to get shots on sight. And I think people look at the previous games that we've had and see Eze, who's only got 1 in 8 in the league for us since joining, they'd argue, well, it's not been really productive. Is this really working? And my response is always, just be patient. A player of his quality and his skill set is not going to pass up on these opportunities. Now, I didn't foresee him scoring a hat-trick, but I think we both kind of felt the goals were going to come because of the number of times he was getting himself into those situations. And from James Bench here, only 2 Premier League players in Haaland and Mateta have taken more shots than Eze this season, which is kind of showing the emphasis that we are placing in getting Eze. Yeah, and the emphasis we placed on getting Eze into that position, that comes from the manager. We wouldn't be doing that consistently with Martin Odegaard because he's a different type of player. And I like the way that we change things depending on the personnel that we have and trying to adapt. But yeah, I there's a lot of analysis that's already been done on the game. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of really quickly touch on that. But you wanted to talk about the back four, really, didn't you? And
just on Eze, you're spot on though. Like sometimes there's no question Arteta's a tactical genius. There's no question that he has forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. Like all these things are obviously true. But sometimes football is also like a beautifully simple game. And we needed more productivity from zone 14. So we signed a player in the Premier League who for years and years and years has a catalogue built of goals and moments and sheer productivity from zone 14. You add that to this team and bam, like we've added that what Eze did against Spurs Kevin De Bruyne did that for City for years. Right foot, left foot, ball striking, guiding it into far corner. Did it at the Emirates like 12 times. Like, he just, maybe not, but you get my point. Arsenal needed that kind of player. They added him and they got those qualities. You know, you get a player like Trossard in the team, a moments player. Well, guess what? Every now and again, he's going to rifle one into the roof of the net at Sunderland.
Yeah.
So I just think this one's a little bit of a win for the fans that said, look, it's not just about getting a striker. We need match-winning quality. And Eze gave us that. And I fear that without Eze in the team, and by the way, it doesn't have to be in the 10. It could be in the left. It could be with 2 advanced 8s. It can be in lots of ways. But I fear that without players like Eze or Trossard in the team, say it were Odegaard and Martinelli last season, I think you could play that well and maybe not win. Because for everything we did, we needed the players who are able to regularly do that. The fact that Trossard and Eze did that on the day isn't by chance. They weren't playing above their level because it was a North London derby. They did what they've done for years in the Premier League, and we're doing at other clubs for years before we signed them. Yeah. So I just think this is testament to good recruitment and also keeping football simple sometimes. So I just wanted to make that point there.
No, 100%. It's like, and you know, when you look at like expected goals and expected fury, like a player, the average player taking those shots from where Eze is, it's not really a high expected value there because these are difficult situations to convert. But this is where expected fury can be misleading because it doesn't take into account the quality of the said player. It's like with Iron Robben. If Iron Robben cuts inside and he's looking to shoot on sight, the expected goal in that situation is very low. But not for Iron Robben. It's not for Messi when he receives the ball in the right half space. You know, it's not for Thierry Henry when he cuts inside from the left-hand side. That's Eze as well on the edge of the box. That's Kevin De Bruyne when he whips that cross towards the far post. That's why I feel like it's that unstoppable quality that he possesses. And something that Arteta has mentioned about, you know, he's always said about the efficiency between both boxes. And obviously before the North London derby, Eze hasn't been efficient. But he will eventually because he's too good not to be efficient. Because, like he said, he's got a catalogue of goals in and around that area. So
forget my point. No, do you know what? Move on. Never mind. I was going to make it. I was
going
to
go to the back four.
I was going to jump on something you said there, but yeah, we'll leave it. Let's talk about the defense. Yeah, no, I think it's just the collective unit. I mean, Arsenal hounded Spurs. The press was unbelievable. They got all over them. It was set, you know, by the front with the press from Marino. Eze worked incredibly hard. Saka and Timber were trading who was picking up Udogie, with the other picking up Van de Ven, or Eze sometimes picking up Van de Ven. I've always said, and I think I did a video of this on my channel, that Arsenal, people go, oh, Arsenal aren't very fluid. Arsenal are incredibly fluid. And they have been for years. Even last year, we didn't play great football. We were incredibly fluid in the way we defend, in the way we attack as well. Everyone can play in lots of different areas of the pitch. I just felt that for how often Timber and Calafiori had to really break away from the back line to go press the wing backs, meaning Zubimendi and Rice had to cover in those spaces. Nketiah and Saliba had to follow physical players in Kudus and Richarlison all the way and win their duels. I think they deserve so much credit, especially when doing that, being brave enough to do it without Gabriel, who I think is one of the best recovery defenders in the world. When a game stretches and the ball's played at the top, his ability to just get back, eat up the ground, and bully an attacking player is second to none, in my opinion. I think Saliba's, them two are top two. I don't know who else does it as well. Kanate at his best, but we haven't seen that for a little while. And I just felt that they gave us a massive platform because you don't press so confidently. You don't have Rice and Zubimendi for that third goal 30 seconds into the second half, both sprinting into the penalty area and vacating the double six areas if you're not comfortable with what's behind you. And the defence deserve immense credit for that platform they gave the team.
Well, it's like the constant evolution of players that we've been signing across the back line. I mean, when we go back to the 22-23 campaign, when Saliba goes down, then Tomiyasu goes down, we have Rob Holding, who just can't maintain that squeeze. He can't do it. It's the same as when Arteta came into the club and we won the FA Cup, beating Chelsea and Man City in the process. Chelsea in the final, City in the semi-final. We couldn't be the protagonists. We can't press high. Because we don't have the players at the back to do so. We're just killing ourselves. And he's always wanted to do this, but now he can do this consistently. He's been able to do it consistently for many years now. But it's the level of quality that we are constantly adding to the squad to allow us to maintain these dynamics to an even stronger level. Like Hincapié, that's his first start in the Premier League, and it was a walk in the park for him. He's constantly pushing forward and being aggressive, and he's confident in doing so. Not because he's it's less of a shock because he's been doing that for Bayer Leverkusen, right? It's just a different league with different physical demands, but he's someone who's well equipped in doing so. Like when we played Slavia Prague, Mikel said he put profound emphasis on how he'd won, I think, the most successful duels in the Champions League this season so far from any player, 100% against Slavia Prague. So, yeah, we're in a really good space in that regard. And that kind of brings me to the final point, because we are obviously on match day. We've got Bayern Munich tonight. What would you do? Would you make any changes to the lineup? And who would you go?
I was lucky enough to be on TalkSport this week, and I was saying that they were asking, will Arteta want to make too many changes? He takes every game super seriously. But if I'd said to you a few weeks ago, when Gyökeres and Gabriel were fit, that Hincapié and Marino were going to start the North London derby, I think we all would have gone, I don't like the sound of that. The reality is, the squad is good enough. We keep saying it for a reason. And then when the opportunity comes for us to actually show it, we get a little bit nervous about it. And Hincapié and Marino came in who were terrific. Now, yeah, I don't want to make wholesale changes for Bayern, but one of White or Lewis Skelly should come in my opinion, for Calafiori or Timber. One of Madueke or Martinelli should come in for Trossard or Saka. And then if Gyökeres is fit, if Havertz is fit, I'd actually give him a start and take him off on 60 minutes.
Yeah. I hear that. I literally, we did the main pod yesterday, and I was asked about my lineup. It was literally very similar. I was like, I want Miles Lewis-Skelly to play this game. He was fantastic against Atletico Madrid, and I think he'd be a really good battle between him and Elise. And it gives Calafiori an opportunity as well to have a breather going into the game at Stamford Bridge. And likewise with someone like Martinelli, if he's ready, I'd love to see Martinelli on the left. I'd completely change the centre forward as well if there's the opportunity to do that as well. But overall, I don't want to change the centre back partnership. I want to keep Hincapié and Saliba there, because I do think that there's a lot of importance I place on that as well, in terms of having a centre back partnership so that you can understand each other, because it is a very small sample size. It's one game with Saliba and Hincapié, and I feel like it would be good for that to develop. But yeah, what would you go for in terms of score predictions?
I think I said 2-2.
Oh, okay. Desmond.
Yeah, because I think we will rotate. And I think we might be a little bit disjointed. But if we win, that'd be sensational.
Going for 2-1. I reckon we keep going. I think we're going to win all 3 games. Spurs, obviously,
that is
Bayern,
a
Chelsea.
massive statement. If we do,
I think that would send shockwaves. It's and they're doing this without the, supposed protagonist of Gabriel with the set pieces. I think that's when people be like, "Oh,
that'd be major. That would be major." Let's see, man. I hope you're right.
Let's see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And like I said, if you do want to catch these rewatches, you can do so by becoming a Patreon or YouTube member by accessing the link below within the description. We'll be back next week for a Chelsea rewatch. Thank you, James.
Mate, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. And we'll see you all next week.
Love that. Thank you all for tuning in. Please do like, share, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for keeping it Arsenal.
Tens of thousands of football fans came to Highbury. This was one kind of queue the ladies thoroughly enjoyed. Electrifying.